disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro, man. And I'ma tell him why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Maize and Blue Nation, it's Tom Brady. I co-founded Autograph with one mission in mind: change the fan experience for the better. That's why I'm excited to announce the release of a new app that recognizes the biggest Michigan fans. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to the best Michigan content, fan challenges, and exclusive rewards for diehard Wolverines, all for doing the things you already do, like listening to this podcast. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Rewarding Fans and download today.
Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maize Madman, here with the special guest of the evening, Mr. Jahmari Deloatch. Jamari, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Doing a lot better. We got you here. Shout out to you, by the way, for accepting the invite. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like and share button, share the live, get the people in here. If you got questions for Jahmari, leave them in the comments or the chat. We'll get to them as we can. First things first, Jahmari, tell the people who you are, where you from, what you do.
I'm Jahmari Deloatch. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm a class of 2025. I play football and ran track.
So what's up, man? Not just in, I feel like you undersold yourself. This dude is lightning fast. Ran the fastest 300 meter in the state of Virginia as a sophomore. 4 starts, so good at football. Michigan's defensive coordinator Jesse Minter made the trip to the Tidewater area to see him in person. That's who we talking to right now. Let's get to it, man. You were on campus at some point this past weekend, or no? You just all right?
Not this past weekend, but I have been.
Okay, cool. You've been to campus a couple times, including the barbecue at the Big House, I believe, the Purdue game.
Yes, sir.
What was it like being there for an actual game as opposed to just being there for a different kind of visit?
It was very nice. The fans were great. The energy, the atmosphere, everything about it was like amazing. It felt great being there. I felt welcome.
Absolutely, man. That's always a good thing, positive thing. Good to know that the fans behind you for sure. I want to go back just a little bit. Your high school this year went 8-4. Lost in the Virginia high school playoffs. Class 6, y'all class 6?
Yes, sir.
Class 6 playoffs, which is pretty high. A little disappointing being that 2 years ago you guys went undefeated, won the state championship. How was that?
It was a little bit. I did think we were going to get farther, but God got a lot planned for us. I'm not, at the moment it was big on me. It was emotional, but now I took it in. I accepted what happened, and I'm ready to get back to it.
That's what's up, man. Definitely what don't kill you make you stronger, bounce back better. You know what I mean? Right. I see that you are, big on your faith. Is that something that helps you in games, in tough game situations, and even off the field? Is that something you rely on?
Yes, sir. I rely on that a lot. That's one thing that I am very big on, like you said. Like when I know I'm down, I know the Most High is there to help me out. So there's not really much to worry about. That's
what's up, man. Love to hear it. Love, especially from somebody so young too. That's great with everything you got going on. So great to hear. I see you have a great relationship with Michigan defensive back coach Steve Klingscale. As I said in the intro, I don't know if I'm breaking up. As I said in the intro, Jesse Minter came down. What's that like to know that Michigan is showing such interest in you? Tell the people about that.
It's great. Like it lets me know that they actually are interested in me, willing to make that trip, and willing to text me and call me every single day, checking up on me and everything. It means a lot. It's letting me know that they really want me, and it's just not trying to, recruit me just to recruit.
That's what's up, man. Got a question from Justin. Wants to know who you play like. Before you answer that, I saw some things, people throwing some lofty names out there. Mike Sanders still, who might just low key be Michigan's defensive MVP this year. What you think?
It's crazy you say that. That is one guy I do feel like I play a lot. That's one guy I study a lot. You know, he plays in the inside and outside. I feel like, you know, him being like undersized but still playing very big. I feel like I can kind of relate to that. You know, like before games I'd watch him or what. Like he's one guy I actually feel like I compare to.
Absolutely. I'm guessing this one's for you. Shout out to Diamond Cut. But that's dope, man. Mike Sanders still definitely heart and soul really of Michigan's defense. He plays his heart out. He plays hard, and like I said, may even be the MVP this year on that defense. So that's pretty
Right.
big.
Right.
You've been I'm sorry, you speak a lot about the importance of academics and college you choose. What has that experience been like for Michigan? How have they like pitched the academics to you? And is that something that you could see yourself doing at Michigan in terms of what they've been able to sell to you academically?
Yeah, I had a meeting with one of the coaches about academics. He broke everything down to me, explained everything. He answered a lot of questions that I had, so he made everything easier for me.
That's what's up, man. And again, another point for you, right? Along with your faith and keeping that strong, but also academics and knowing the importance of that. So definitely a big point to you and your family for making that priority. So
Right.
shout out to that. You're a tremendous, as I pointed out, track star, track athlete, and like I said, you fastest man alive in Virginia, 300 meters anyway. As a sophomore, that is, we spoke a little before the show started. You're 4x200 team or 4x100 team?
4x2.
4x200 team, third fastest in the state of Virginia ever. Is track something that you want to do at the next level too, or is it focus on football?
Track, if it all goes well, it's something I want to do at the next level. But I mean, if it doesn't work out, then I'm not big on it. But yeah, track is something that I wouldn't mind doing it. And I know Michigan has a pretty decent track team.
Absolutely. I think that's an underrated quality, especially indoor. The Michigan indoor track team, definitely underrated. So glad that you could see and appreciate that. You let me know how this feels. 24/7, the recruiting service recently put a crystal ball, maybe even two, in favor of Michigan for you, right? Don't tell me where you're going. Obviously, we don't need that unless you want to break that on the show, but that's for another time. They put this crystal ball in for you. What's it feel like to have like these services, fans, experts, right, trying to pinpoint where you're going before you've even made a decision, right? Like, what is that?
It's very interesting, not gonna lie, and it's pretty like I enjoy watching it, just seeing how other people think, So I do I actually enjoy it. Actually, it's kind of fun.
That's what's up, man. What's life like at school for you, right? You walk the halls of what's that, Oscar Smith?
Yes,
What's
sir.
that like? You're a rock star over there. What's going on, man?
Yeah, people do be talking to me and just give me random compliments and stuff like that. Sometimes I be telling people like chill, like don't do that. But it is
Yeah,
people do congratulate me and stuff like that.
that's what's up, man. You should be congratulated.
Appreciate
Um, who who are some of the guys that on the visits that you've been on the team? Some of the guys on the current Michigan team that you've been able to connect with. And this is a two-part question. Who are some of your fellow recruits that you've been able to connect with on those visits?
it. One player that I have connected to was Mikey. He's really one of the big players. I was watching the DBs, studying them, but I didn't really, talk to them as much. I really talked to Coach Mentor, and I had him hook me up with Mikey.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. What about Detroit Lions just wants to go for the gusto? What are your thoughts on NIL? Not you per se, but just on NIL as a whole, right? Is it a good thing for the sport? Obviously, for the college athletes, I think it's a good thing. Let me just say that. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good thing. I don't really see nothing wrong with it.
Mhm.
I see it can like push athletes and gives them like other reasons on why they should keep going. I mean, I don't really see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Um, Justin with another question wants to know. He just wants the best for the players. What do you think about Coach Harbaugh?
I think Coach Harbaugh is great, man.
Yeah.
All this stuff going on that ain't really my business, but like the way he handles it though, it's
Right.
that alone just shows how good of a coach he is and how much faith and trust he got in his team.
Yeah. That's definitely, just from afar, looking from afar, Coach Harbaugh seems to be a pretty stand up guy. All the
Right.
things that I've heard about him from other players, from even other coaches outside of the Big Ten, because those coaches want his head,
Right.
have been pretty positive. But yeah, that's what's up, man. I believe he's the next Sab on Michigan as a DB. I don't know, but yeah. So let us know some of the things that you like to do outside of sports, right? Like outside of track, outside of football. What some of the things you enjoy?
Some things I enjoy, obviously reading my Bible,
Hmm.
getting close to the Lord. I do play the game a lot. I like to play with my friends a lot too. That kind of helps me escape from like reality because when I'm not playing a game, then I kind of got to be serious, at school or at practice. It kind of like it's time to be
Right.
serious. So the game is times I can, escape all that. I do like to watch movies. I'm picky on movies though. Like if I'm not with a group of people, then it's kind of hard for me to find a movie to watch.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah. It is. It is hard to. It's so many movies, man. It's hard to
Right.
like say I'm gonna watch this one today. So Godric 214 says, "What's your favorite part of your visit?" From I'm guessing the building and facility standpoint. What'd you like about that?
My favorite part.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the history that they had. They had a lot of history at their building, and
Okay.
the person walking me around, showing me everything, she did a very good job explaining everything. It was very interesting. Like everything caught my eye. Like the all the wins they had. They just hit 1,000 wins. I was there before
Crazy.
that, so seeing like the scores from like the old times and everything, it was pretty interesting actually.
That's what's up, man. You said you watched the game just like I did. I watched the game at home this year.
Uh-huh.
A moment in that game that was the most pivotal point in the game to you, in your opinion?
The most pivotal point.
Yeah, in that Ohio State game.
Um, Probably the defense. The defense standing out and doing their part. They was really holding it down. That's the
Yeah,
one thing. The DBs,
absolutely.
the DBs were playing very well.
Man, I can't say enough about that, man. I thought Will early in the game obviously got the interception. He
Uh-huh.
was following with the best player in college football around, which I thought was another check. And then when he went out, unfortunately, Mikey stepped up and took that challenge. So
Right.
it was definitely inspiring to see that.
Right.
Let me see if we got some more questions in the chat really quick. Hello, mate. Is your stream pretty cool? So I follow you. No doubt, man. I appreciate that. I'll look for you, Marcus Smith, on Discord, man. Science stealing stuff is done. Can we get one Natty Bound team? All right, that's not necessarily a question. But yeah, so I see that you got offers from schools like Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, Duke, all very good institutions. Um,
Right.
what are some of the things that you're looking for in this whatever school it is that you choose? What is the most important things to you?
The most important thing to me is feeling comfortable at the school, not just football wise, but knowing like if anything was to happen, if I can't play football, I know I'm safe at that school and I'm comfortable where I'm at. Like I can still get what I need to get done. Um, The coaches is a very important thing to me. Having a great connection with the coaches off the rip.
Mhm.
Fan base. The fan base isn't really that big, but it shows how everyone is. You feel me?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know Tech's fan base is really good. Michigan's fan base is really good. Duke has a very good fan base. That's one thing that I look at that I think people kind of underlook.
right. No doubt. I've been to Virginia Tech night game, and I don't want to sell. Let me not. By the way, for the people in the comments, I'm not selling Virginia Tech. I'm just saying I've been to a Virginia Tech night game. It's crazy there in Blacksburg, but nothing is like the Michigan experience. Let me say that before they freaking revolt on me. Um, crazy. That'd be my guess, Nickel Mikey. Yeah, we talked about that playing. How do you are you so in high school you play obviously on the outside a lot. Can you see yourself adjusting your game to play inside nickel? You know, follow some of those slot receivers and stuff like that.
Actually, our coaches have had me done that. They've installed
Okay,
packages and stuff for me to do that, and I have been making plays there as well. So
dope.
getting this move around is very. I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what's up, man. How old were you when you first started to play football or take an interest to it? And what led you down that path?
I think I was like 7. I think when I
Nice.
played with the 757 Seahawks back when I was like young, but I was like skinny. I won't really like
Right.
football
Right.
type of guy. I was always like nervous and scared. So then I
Yeah.
kind of stopped playing football. And then after a while, I was trying other sports. Other sports weren't really working out for me. So then my pops let me know like we gotta do something. You feel me? So I went back to
Right.
try football out again. And then it just my love for it grew.
That's what's up, man. Boy, now a boy. Uh, no, I'm sorry, boy, no way, boy. There we go. Because yeah, boy, no way, boy says, "What'd you think about the big house?"
I like it, man. The big house is it's great. I don't even it ain't really much to say. It's a great place. It ain't nothing like everything about it is just good.
Yeah. See, I knew it, man. I knew this was coming. I didn't say it was better. I didn't say that Virginia Tech night game was better than the Michigan night game, man. I'm just saying that I've been there at Virginia Tech at night, and it was a decent experience. That's all I'm saying, man. Coming for me. I'm upset. Shout out to Ken. What's good, Killer? Killer. No fair subject. You
Dang, I low key
choose
messed
back.
my camera. My camera messed up, or was it good?
Nah, you went out a couple times. You good though. You good now.
Oh,
We've been seeing you for most of the interview for sure. Um, I'm gonna get you out of here before around 8:30. Because I know it's a school night, man. You gotta go to school. We gotta hit them books.
yeah.
But before we get you out, I'm gonna get you out on this actually. Um, do you have a commitment timeline or date in mind?
Uh, nah, not yet, not yet. I have
Okay,
been thinking of dates, but I gotta check
right,
with my pops first to see if they are
for
good
sure.
dates.
For sure, as it should be, by the way.
Yeah,
You were raised right, my guy.
yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you get out of here. I appreciate you taking the time to do the interview with me. Let the people know where they can follow you. Be sure to show Mari some love, by the way. Follow his IG, follow his Twitter. But yeah, tell people where they can get you, man.
Appreciate it, man. I thank you too for having me, man.
No
Uh,
doubt.
y'all can follow me on Instagram at @delchopper_, and Twitter at 757mari _ and that's like about it.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna let you go.
I appreciate you, man.
All right. Michigan fans, you showed up for your boy. Show Mari some love. I appreciate that. But really quick, there's some things we got to talk about, right? Starting with the other state losing their 5-star defensive tackle, Justin Scott. He pumped the brakes on that commitment, took his talents to South Beach. By the way, people in Ohio should be used to superstars taking their talent to South Beach on them. Shout out to Justin Scott for that. Okie doke, pulling the rug right from under Larry Johnson, because Larry Johnson is a master recruiter, great defensive line coach. I'm sure that Justin Scott saw the trash they was putting out on that field and decided, you know what, I got to get some money and get out of here. And he decided to do just that. So shout out to that young man. Even though he ain't come to Michigan, you ain't come to Michigan after you said what you said about us being number one on your list. But I get it. It's okay. It's okay. When you throw some, and don't take this the wrong way, fans. You throw Cuban women at me, you throw some money at me. So not only do I get to see these women on the beach, but now I got some money. I can chill, spend some money, and the women, bro. And the weather's nice, by the way. I don't know about you guys, but it's cold where I'm at. Temperature dropped below freezing for the first time. It's cold here in South Beach, though. Women, money, because that's all it's about. Because it surely isn't about Miami Hurricane football winning anything, because that's not happening, as we've seen the last few years here. But shout out to that young man for showing those Buckeyes who's really the boss. Also, I'm hearing that the Buckeyes have some interest in Dante Moore. Michigan fans know all too well Dante Moore, who has already, by the way, committed to like 3 different schools. He's in the transfer portal again. And by the way, I'm not trying to throw shade on Dante Moore. That young man is a free agent and he can do what he feels like doing. All right. However, if he takes himself to that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, all bets are off, Dante Moore. You are making a grave mistake, and you should not do that. They have no shot. But anyway, I'm hearing that they have some interest in Dante Moore. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Let's talk about blank name is all over it. Dante Moore to Michigan. I don't know, man. Do you want Dante Moore? Dante Moore is a supremely talented kid. Don't get me wrong. Super talented. He is a true freshman. He threw for like 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions this year for UCLA in the 5 games that he started. But Michigan is in a decent position right now. They have JJ McCarthy may be returning. Who knows? If JJ doesn't return, we have a strong bench of quarterbacks right now with Denegal and Orgy and other guys, Tuttle, right? But incoming freshman Jaden Davis, we don't want to stunt his growth for somebody who may get upset and jump in the portal again next year. Who knows, right? So I know what the thinking is. I get the thought process because Dante Moore is very talented. He was like the number 4 overall prospect in 2023. I get it. I wanted Dante Moore in 2023 before he, shunned us for what we thought was going to be Notre Dame, and then shunned Notre Dame for Oregon, and then shunned Oregon for UCLA. So, I don't know, man. By the way, I can blame some of that on Matt Weiss, who apparently had 0 personality and never connected with Dante Moore. So I can't be too mad at Dante Moore for not coming to Michigan based on that. Like, if your offensive coordinator and quarterback coach can't have a conversation with you, then I'm not too upset about that. Dante Moore will go to Oregon or to the SEC. I mean, that's a possibility. Oregon is going to need a quarterback. The quarterback they got, their 35-year-old quarterback, will be leaving after this year. Shout out to Bo Nix. Dude has his chance. Hell no. Absolutely. That's how I feel, Seth. You had a chance. I'll take my chances on Dante winning the quarterback battle against the field if JJ leaves. I'm not mad at that. I think he could probably outplay, and not even probably, talent-wise, he's better than everybody I just named, not named JJ, right? But again, are we renting Dante Moore? That's what it would seem like. But we'll see how the cards fall. He chose materials over us, maybe because some poison, fine bone poisonous NCAA pushed to damage our recruiting efforts. They definitely are and have been trying to hurt the recruiting efforts. It's up in the air as far as we're concerned, especially if we win a chip. That's true. We win a chip, I really don't see What would JJ be returning for? Maybe better positioning in the draft. But other than that, I don't know. JJ could be leaving after this season. And do you think that Coach Harbaugh would start the true freshman Jaden Davis next season? He'd have to be awfully good for that to happen. Speaking of decommitments, it's not just the other state who is suffering decommitments. By the way, keep your eyes on Jeremiah Smith, their 5-star wide receiver. He could be out of here too, but keep your eye on that. Notre Dame also suffered some decommitments, right? And I'm hearing another wide receiver could be decommitting from Notre Dame. They've already got 2, including Tobias Merriweather, who, if you heard Notre Dame fans, he was like the next coming. He's out of there. They lost another freshman, but they fired their wide receiver coach, Chancey Stuckey. They kept the offensive coordinator, which makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. Orgy definitely deserves a chance. I agree with this. He's a supreme athlete. If he doesn't play quarterback, he should be playing somewhere on Michigan's team. He's too good of an athlete not to be put out there in some capacity. He's that good. Michigan, excuse me. Michigan's been getting players in there for the right reasons. It's working. I agree with this. That's true. We want Orgy. Pause. Jordan Marshall is Mr. Ohio. The last player to be Mr. Ohio and go to Michigan was Charles Woodson. How about that, Brandon Abbott? Jordan Marshall is Mr. Ohio, and I already seen the other state fans upset. They're up in arms about it because they think somebody else was better than Jordan Marshall this year. It doesn't matter what they think. Mr. Football is from Archbishop Moeller in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he is a future Wolverine. Shout out to Jordan Marshall. Golf claps to him, and we'll see you on campus, sir. Orgy as the next tight end. I can see that. He could definitely be a tight end for sure. He could play multiple positions. They are definitely that, Dexter. Definitely those other state fans, those vile, disgusting. Will look transfer quarterback. Do you think so? Jaden will sit. Look, man, if Jaden, by the way, let me pose this to you guys. If let's say we take Dante Moore, and I know this is just a hypothetical, don't lose your minds. We take Dante Moore. Jaden Davis sits behind Dante Moore at least for 2 seasons, theoretically. That probably hurts our chances even more of getting Bryce Underwood, unless you think he's already out the door. He's probably already decided. I don't know that, but the crystal balls and the prediction machines all have him going to LSU. But I'm sure bringing in Dante Moore won't help our case because Dante Moore is at least going to be there another 2 seasons. But let me know what you guys think about it. Go blue, definitely go blue. I like quarterbacks that come from out west because that intangible to attack through the air is of great need in Ann Arbor. They groom fearless quarterback who just excel at passing. What aren't getting our wide receiver talent? Yes, we do need wide receiver talent. Michigan should be the number 1 focus, in my opinion. Number 2 should be a guy like Mr. Deloatch that we interviewed tonight, the defensive backs. We definitely need to start shoring up that defensive backfield, getting ready for, guys like Mikey and these guys to leave because it's going to be eventually that's going to happen. Let me know what you guys think of this. A name that I haven't yet heard about in the portal, but I was hearing last season around this time, who was high on Michigan out of high school, Damani Jackson. What do you guys think of the possibility of Damani Jackson entering that portal, playing with, his good friend Will Johnson on the other side? That might be the move. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about that. James, I think, will leave. He might draft JJ with one. Those first 2 picks. James. he's good friends with Will. I'm down. Yeah, I think that is a possibility. I want Iverson Howard. Look him up. Play his recruiting video. Yeah, I know Iverson Howard. He's out of Gaithersburg, Maryland, not too far from where I'm at. So I am familiar. He's a beast. I would definitely like for Michigan to land Iverson. I think Jeremiah Beasley is going to be a monster for Michigan. Facts. Jeremiah Beasley is going to be true monster at linebacker for sure. We ain't Iowa. Where's these dudes at? We have, we do it all. Yes. We do need receivers, man. And I don't understand why Michigan is not landed. We want Damani here. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. Would love Damani. Damani physically was ready for the NFL as a freshman. He just needs to be coached up. Yep. And he definitely wasn't getting that coaching at USC. Those guys are allergic to defense. And he and his draft stock might be suffering because of that. He get with a guy like Klingscale, Jay Harbaugh, those defensive backs and safety coaches at Michigan, strength and conditioning with Coach Herbert, who, by the way, like Blank brought up, or whoever that was brought up, physically, he already looked like an NFL player. When he and Will Johnson would stand next to each other, he was like physically and visibly bigger than Will, right? Now Will has benefited from this Herbert weight plan, and he looks like the real deal. But Damani Jackson in this weight plan, as fast as he actually owned like a record back when out of high school. So I think he would flourish under Michigan's defense, under Jesse Minter, under Steve Klingscale. He would be a welcome addition to that defense. Yes, Beasley will be good. Watch the state title game. Man, that was a great game, by the way. Good game. I think Belleville got behind too much too early, but still a good game. Will look like a stream beam when he stood next to Damani in high school. Facts. We have a lot of really good young defensive backs in waiting. That's true. Guys like Jair Hill, Cam Calhoun. I mean, there's some guys definitely waiting. Keon Sabb even ready to take the next step and be a starter in that defensive backfield. There are a lot of good guys, but always want to keep that position deep for sure. We need a Ryan Wingo. Yes, man. I wish that Michigan could have landed Wingo. Even if they land a guy like Bear, who it looks like that may happen, but he won't be a Wolverine for another 2 years, at least playing on the field. So, yeah, right now. Bro, could you put a service announcement? Stop begging for that bum Dante Moore to these Michigan fans. I heard OSU was going after him. Yeah, I brought this up when I first started OSU. Those guys clamoring over Dante Moore. They can have him. I think don't get me wrong. Like I pointed out, Dante Moore is talented, very talented. He needs to be coached up though, and he's not going to get coaching up at OSU. So if he goes there, I'll be my guest. But again, what Antoine is saying is right. We don't need to beg for Dante Moore. Michigan's okay at quarterback for the foreseeable future right now. And I think the efforts should be put to trying to keep the in-state 5-star that's still on the board in the state. And most importantly, at Michigan, not just in the state, but in the state in Ann Arbor. Let me read. I seriously think players want to develop and get to the league, have noticed the work ethic, team chemistry we have, and will come. Like the saying goes, if you build it, they will come. That's a fact. And not only that, keep in mind, Michigan is set to put upwards of 12, 13, 14 players in the NFL this upcoming draft. So that will definitely help Michigan in their recruiting efforts. They just got to parlay that right. They got to be able to talk that up, right? We just put, nearly 20 guys in the NFL. You know what I mean? Recruits definitely want to hear that. They want to believe that they have a chance to go to the next level for sure. And Michigan has been providing that. Michigan has put players in the league. Not only are they putting players in the league, those players are performing in the league. So I believe Michigan's in a great, great position right now. No coaching up at OSU for sure. What Ohio State does, and shout out to Antoine Johnson for this, is they get highly touted guys, they throw them out there and hope it sticks. Some guys like a Marvin Harrison Jr. able to sit back, watch the technicians before him, and become who he became. But there's other guys like uh Fleming, who never really got to the level that he was supposed to be at. He out of high school, he was more highly touted than Marvin Harrison. So they don't really do the coaching up over there for sure. It's about, we got talent. Hopefully, this talent can take us to the next level, and the play calling takes us to the next level more so than us actually working on the fundamentals and the technique of these guys. That's not their strong suit over at the other state. I can't believe OSU players said the game is just another game. That's why they lost. I hope they keep feeling that way. Feel that way through eternity. Dante Moore is talented, but 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Facts. I mean, I brought that up. Also, I mean, he is a freshman quarter. He was a freshman quarterback, right? I didn't expect them to go out and be Johnny Manziel or Jameis Winston, who, by the way, were redshirt freshmen. So not even in they weren't even true freshmen out there doing what they were doing. So I got to give Dante a little credit as a real freshman quarterback being out there playing Power 5 football. He wasn't completely awful, but whatever. Michigan's doing the smart thing. We pay our stars to stay. We don't pay for unknown commodities out of high school who may not even pan out. Watch what the transfer portal will do for us. That's a fact. Michigan has been winning in the transfer portal for the last few years. And though everybody, the high school recruits are like the flashy and, all our team rankings and all of that, a lot of these teams bank on and point to, right? But how many of those guys are going to be able to perform for you right now, right? But in the transfer portal, we getting proven commodities that can come right out and play great football. We did that with Olawatimi. We saw what that did for us. We did that with even a guy like Henderson now, a guy like Hausman. Ernest Hausman could, quiet as kept. Ernest Hausman is playing better linebacker than anybody really for Michigan. I know that Michael Barrett's PFF score suggests that he's the best linebacker, but you know what I mean. Ernest Hausman is more natural. He sees the things, he feels the things more than Michael Barrett. Michael Barrett sees it, makes a tackle, and great. He's in good position. I've seen him. Michael Barrett has improved in coverage. That's all great. And of course, Junior Colston is a athletic freak, but I think personally, Ernest Hausman is playing the position better than either one of those guys. No shot to either one of those guys who are both great. If you want to learn how to dance, go to Columbus. If you want to administer dominance over your opponent, go Blue. Fact. Shout out to that. We're going after the pin D tackle. Yep, I saw that. Again, proven commodity. A lot of people are going after him. You know why? Because he proved that he could do it. He was the number 1 rated defensive tackle in FCS this year. So, absolutely. I also wanted to see more of Jaden McBurrows. Think he stays because Jair Hill looks the part. Jair Hill, who didn't get a ton of playing time, is absolutely spectacular. And when he did play, he was very sticky on the wide receivers. He's a great athlete. I think he's the next one, right? I think he's the next Will Johnson. I know that's crazy. Jair Hill is that good though. I think he's ready. Other than Bear, which 2024 targets could you see possibly decommitting and rethinking Michigan? Aaron Scott, are you listening? We're talking to you, Aaron Scott. You made a bad choice the first time. It's still time to correct that mistake and come to Michigan. I think he's a guy that I could see making that switch. Trying to think of obviously Bear. You brought him up. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would have thought like Justin Scott would have been a prime Michigan target. I hadn't been hearing things about like Michigan trying to flip him. I think Elias Rudolph is still in play. Let me say that. He committed to Michigan, decommitted, committed to Miami. I think he is still in play for Michigan. Also, the defensive edge for Kansas, who is committed, he's committed to Kansas right now. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I believe it's like Warner or something like that. I think he's in play for Michigan as well. So those will be the guys. Will Moore be next in line at Michigan if Harbaugh leaves? If not, who'll be a better candidate for the job? This is an excellent question. I'm gonna be real. I think that win over the other state put Chiron Moore in prime position to take over for Harbaugh if he leaves this season. The key is if he leaves this season. The thing is, if he doesn't leave this season, my fear is that there are going to be some excellent opportunities for Chiron Moore to be somebody's head coach, right? Which is the nature of the beast, right? Like if you're good at your job, people want you. So shout out to Chiron Moore for being good at his job. I was tough on Chiron Moore. As Antoine, I was tough on Chiron Moore. I thought those first 3 games under him weren't great. Especially the Bowling Green game, especially the Maryland game, right? I think the Penn State game, in hindsight, I think he did an excellent job coaching now because JJ actually got hurt in that game and he made the changes that were necessary. Michigan ran it. We all know the rest is history, 32 straight times, but he was protecting his quarterback doing that as well. So I'm giving him great credit for the biggest 2 wins that he got against the top 10 opponents, Penn State and Ohio State. Excellent coaching jobs. It's just those ones. Obviously, Maryland was the quintessential trap game. It was between the 2 biggest opponents on our schedule, and it damn near trapped us. But we got out of there unscathed. Shout out to Readings from Dom with the super chat. We're less than 50% on likes. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. M3 is taking time away from his family to host. Respect that. Hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you, Dom. I did not know we were less than 50% on the likes. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Smash that like button. It ain't going to cost you nothing, I promise. Share the live if you can as well. Moore's the man if he leaves. He's the man where? ZNet, let us know where you think he's going to be the man at, because it ain't going to be Michigan. Smart play for Michigan is to pay Moore to stay and promise him next in line after Jim. Oh, you mean Chiron Moore? My bad, ZNet. I thought you meant Dante Moore. Yes, Chiron Moore, absolutely. Pay Moore to stay, promise him next in line. Yep, I agree with that. Seth, I hate the other state, but Aaron Scott is good. Aaron Scott is very good. Aaron Scott is good, Seth. 100. Yeah, Maize, I hit the like now. Thank you, Detroit. I'm shocked, man. You should have been hit that like, man. You know better. Done. Shout out to ZNet, Michigan. Shout out to my guy Dom, always looking out for your boy in the likes. Appreciate that. Bryce West too small. Us also. Bryce West is small. The thing is, I think Ohio State recruited those guys to keep them away from Michigan more than even them really wanting those guys. But whatever. I don't want Rudolph. Man, I don't know, man. I think Rudolph as an athlete is spectacular. I think him and Ben Herbert's weight program would be an absolute monster. Impossible to stop if he puts the correct weight on. We get ready to see a real defense in Iowa. We all know the culture there is to play defense. Yep, they are a real defense. I will agree with that. However, they're going to get 40 dropped on their heads. And as much as, and here's the reason that Iowa's defense could be the best defense in the country every year. The problem is Iowa's offense keeps that defense on the field so much. Even if they are having a good game, right? They get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stops. Eventually the levee breaks, man. You tired. You walking with your hands on your hips. And even if you're not tired necessarily, you're frustrated at that offense. They go 3 and out so much, man. It's not even if they sustain drives, it would even be different, right? If you can get me 2, 3 first downs, I'm okay as a defender, right? But if I just came off the field, you go out here 3 and out, and I'm back on the field, how much of that can I take before I'm like, I throw my hands up? But I will say this: Kirk Ferentz is an excellent coach. That defense is always good. I read something recently that said if Iowa just averaged 21 points per game over like the last 5 years, they would have like a 90% win percentage. Like, that's how good those defenses are. But so they can do something about offense, I'm not worried about Iowa. I got to be honest with you. They can't score. They can't put any scoreboard pressure on Michigan. So they're going to lose by a lot. Jordan Lewis was too small, but damn good. Jordan Lewis was an absolute monster. And if he was a 6'1" corner, he'd be the best corner in football right now. Yep. So true. K. McNamara, the joke said, I got Michigan place so we can beat the other team. Cade McNamara, yeah. I lost some respect for Cade after some of the things came out about him. Man, Iowa's like the Chicago Bears. I don't know about that. The Bears are really bad. I'm guessing that's your team. Shout out to the Bears. Iowa keeps them on the field. Yep. Iowa has had defense, but still couldn't stop it in 2021. Move on for sure. I agree on Trente Jones, but Barnhart filled in lovely the rest of the game. Yes. Barnhart. Oh, you're not talking to me. This is some discussion that you have. Trente Jones, though, was excellent filling in. Brandon Screwcade. Well, Carson Barnhart is better at guards and tackle. Yes. And Jones at tackle makes up. Yes. That. Yes. If Iowa couldn't stop Penn State, they have no answer for JJ in our offense. Facts. Like I said, I'm not worried about Iowa at all. Iowa's really bad. By the way, they were holding Penn State. If you remember that game, they were holding Penn State until finally the levees broke. Because as a defender, you look at your offense like, give me something, right? They couldn't give them anything. So eventually, the levees will break and they'll lose by a lot. 2 former Michigan players are Hawkeyes now, and they know how Michigan functions on defense and offense. I personally don't think that it will be enough for the 3-time big champs. They do, but so what? Iowa can't execute well enough to stop Michigan, especially on offense. Iowa's offense is a joke. They got some dude out there that should moonlighting as a quarterback, a linebacker moonlighting as a quarterback. Like I said, they just don't. Nothing about that offense scares you, right? Like, it's very vanilla. Kirk Ferentz is going to have to fire his son. It's going to be very unfortunate, but his son's got to lose his job. In fact, it was in the contract. So, and I think that was Kirk's like way of like doing it so that he didn't like have to walk up to him and say, hey, you're fired. So before the season, he's like, hey, we got this point quota. If you can't match that, then we got to move on, which is probably, the less messy way to do it. Poor old K. McNamara running his mouth. Sorry, grapes, but thank you for your contribution. Absolutely. K. McNamara, the most important player in modern Michigan history. I stand by that, but he has lost points with me. How wild is it that Eric and Cade Anthony had season-ending injuries? Man, that is crazy. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Should have stayed. I want Michigan to become O-line you, D-line you, tight end you, linebacker you, D-back you, wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 you, quarterback you, and running back you. Shout out to Brandon. Hell yeah. Iowa's the number 7 defense, but they're missing Cooper DeJean, their best DB and return specialist. Yep. Which also is not going to help them, not having him. Anthony is the one I like, though. Everybody knows Michigan's running. So what stop us? Stop us? That's what I've been trying to tell these stupid fans about so-called sign stealing. Everyone does. So they have their signals. Remember, UNFM's catered to Cade like a lot to show love. Do we keep that after that school? Hell no. Nope. Cade and all our jokes, move on. All had in their left. You went from a Lamborghini to an Accord. Michigan needs to play with a split back formation, play action out of it, or run with one or quarterback run. Ferentz was already fired, I believe. Oh, yeah, there you go. Ben Herbert planted an injury device in Eric Caden and Drell in the event that they left. Clearly. Can't make me feel guilty about sign stealing. You got teams passing out bags of money. It's ridiculous. Who's the biggest cheaters if you can buy players? By the way, I don't feel bad. At this point, we stole your signs. So what? Do something. Steal our signs. Do something. I don't care, man. Get over it. Cry me a river. Build a bridge. Get over it. Anyway, guys, thank you for always coming through for your guy. Shout out to Jahmari Deloatch and his family for joining the stream for the interview. I appreciate his time. Hopefully Michigan can land him. Seems like a really good kid with his head on his shoulders. So shout out to that.